Statistics indicate that more than 250,000 of children in Zambia are out of school and that more than 47% of those enrolled do not complete primary education. This is despite government having made primary education free from any charges. What then is the reason for the country to continue recording such unpleasing statistics? Poverty and economic instability remain major reasons for the country's failure to meet its targets of ensuring that children within the learning age of 6 are in school. In most cases, children are used for domestic works, while many others are meant to rear animals. The country is ranked among those with high cases of child labor, and United Nations Resident Coordinator Janet Rogan attests to this.
There are a lot of cases of child labour here in Zambia, many of them in the rural areas where either they're brought in to be raising the animals, looking after the animals, or perhaps harvesting or planting when it's those particular times of year. I'm thinking particularly of the tobacco industry, but there are some other areas as well, of course. And of course you can understand, in tradition all of the family would get involved in these activities, but now we also know that having children working at these kinds of labour can also be very dangerous for their health. And it can really exhaust them, so that even if they are going to school at the same time as working on the family agricultural business, then by the time they get to school they will not have enough energy to concentrate properly in the classroom, and they still won't get their education properly if they even go to school.
In addressing cases of child labour while promoting the education for all goals, the United Nations Children's Fund has engaged traditional leaders.
We have some projects which are in hand, including the International Labour Organization, ILO, plus others, really to sensitize and reach out to communities so that they can be educated again, to understand why it is better for the children not to be brought into labour in this way, but to be going to school instead. Part of those projects is to set up with the community a method of identifying which are the most vulnerable families, which are the poorest families who are most likely to be putting their children to work in the fields or with the animals and not sending them to school, so that they can be supported.
The UNICEF Country Programme for the years 2011 to 2015 focuses on improving quality education, equity in participation and progression from pre-primary to primary and lower secondary education, particularly for girls and children in rural areas. Mwapek Mwinda, Movie TV News, Lusaka.